guys, welcome back to the Inspired for Life vlog. You're watching episode 3. On today's episode, I'm going to share with you 2 techniques that you can use to create your own hand-painted mural. As part of my studio makeover, I wanted to turn one blank wall into a beautiful work of art with a hand-painted wall mural and a 3x3 photo grid. Today, I'm going to share with you step by step how I created that hand-painted wall mural. If you're wondering what you're doing here, this is a DIY vlog dedicated to helping you get your creative ideas off the ground. As always, there's a link in the description box below to printable project plans, shopping lists, and step-by-step instructions so you can follow along on this video and create your own projects with me. Okay guys, so we're back inside where the wind is not blowing like crazy to begin this project. You want to measure your wall horizontally and vertically so you can create a wall mural design on your computer that is scaled specifically to your wall. Or you're welcome to use the designs that I created for this project linked below in the description box. Print your design and then cut off the excess edges that does not have any print on it. Once you have that done, go ahead and divide this printed design into thirds, and this is going to act as your guide for painting onto the wall. You then want to measure your wall and divide it into the same thirds. Don't be lazy like me and eyeball it, or you're going to be moving that tape around for at least 10 minutes. I definitely recommend that you measure it out and you get your thirds just right. Once you have that step completed, go ahead and tape your printed wall design up onto the wall as your guide, using it sort of like a paint by numbers technique where you're actually painting by blocks. You're using that design to guide the size of your design as well as the spacing. Once you have your outline on the wall, you can proceed with all your detail work. I deliberately chose a design that had a lot of room for error because I am not a professional artist or a trained artist, as a matter of fact. And so I wanted something that had a lot of room for error and mistakes. I went in and I created the negative space on my leaves. I love this design because it is very reminiscent of the Panama mola art, as well as it was a very tropical design. Once you have your detail work in, you can then go in and fill in accordingly. I took my time with this step because I did not want it to look too sloppy, but at the end of the day, this is a hand-painted look, and so you are going to have some slight imperfections along the way, and I've been learning to live with that throughout this entire studio makeover process. The density of my gold paint was good enough that I only needed 1 coat, but if you prefer, you can do 2 coats of the detail work. I would not fuss with it too much, but definitely pay attention to keeping your negative space intact. And then you have it, your beautiful wall mural that you just hand painted. Technique 2 is actually very similar to technique 1. You're going to want to prepare your wall the exact same way that you did in the first technique, where you measure your wall, create a wall design that is scaled specifically to the size, and then divide your wall into thirds using painter's tape. On the computer, you then want to divide your wall mural design into thirds and then project the corresponding image onto the corresponding space on the wall. So for example, you're going to project the bottom left corner cropped image onto the bottom left corner part of the wall. You then want to use a pencil, not chalk. I regret using chalk. You want to use pencil to trace that design onto the wall, getting as detailed as you need to be so you don't have to freehand that process when you were painting. Once you have your outline up on the wall, you can go ahead and start with your actual painting. You're not going to see that reflected here because I did choose technique 1, but essentially you're following the same steps. Outline first and then go in for the detailed work. My particular design had a lot of negative space, so that's what I concentrated on next. You want to go step by step with this process so you don't get overwhelmed. Then you want to go ahead and fill in whatever else is left. In this case, I carefully painted around my negative space to create the actual leaf design. And then once that is finished, you can either go in for a second coat or admire your work. And that's it guys, as easy as that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you take your own creative ideas off the ground using some of the techniques that you've learned today. Remember, provided always below is a link to my blog where you can get printable project plans that include the shopping list, the timeline, and step-by-step instructions so you can do this project along with me. If you liked this video, please like it. If you loved it, sub it. And remember, you can join me next Thursday for another fun tutorial.